Morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today and this morning? It is Thursday, January the 26th, 2017. Welcome to another class of PLAR history slash geography here at WASA here in Silico. Once again, my name is Jonathan and I am your teacher for this course, PLAR history and geography. We have made it. This is it. This is the end. This is the end of term 1B for this school year. It is done. After this class, this term is over, which is awesome. For all those who have submitted work this term and have earned your credit for this course, thumbs up to you. Bravo. Well done. However, if you are still working on this course, PLAR History and Geography, and you still have not finished any of your assignments, you still have time to work on it. You don't have to submit anything, you don't need to reapply, just continue where you left off. So just keep that in mind. You can get a hold of me, get in touch with me at any point, any time. Simply just give me a call during my office hour at the office here in Silico. Just ask for Jonathan or ask for extension 2221. Send me an email if you have any questions or add me as a friend on Facebook, social media at jhowasa. Again, you can always contact me through that way as well. If you want to listen live right now or talk to us and engage, participate in class, simply just call the Wasser Studio either at your learning center, again, if it's open at this time, or from home as well. Again, just log on to Smart Bridget as well. That way you can see what I'm seeing on my smartboard screen. Reminder, if you miss any contents, want to review anything, it is all on the archive page. You can't watch anything, but you can simply just download it and hear it and listen. However, if you do want to watch it and listen at the same time, it's on my YouTube channel at jhowasa, which is posted on my Facebook page. But again, like I said, this is it. This is the end of 1B, term 1B. We won't be starting any new content today. Everything's all done. My goal for today, for the next 60 minutes, is to simply perhaps give the class some time to work on any assignments. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer your questions. But my goal is simply not necessarily to do review, but to show the class what you can expect on the exam and to show the class how to write in full complete sentences. Throughout this course, throughout this term, even last year, I always emphasize when completing your assignments and when doing your tests that you write in full complete sentences. However, some of us may not know what that is. So again, I'm going to show the class some examples of what a full sentence should include, what you should look for. That way, you will recognize when you see one, you know what a full complete sentence is and what it should have. Okay, that's our main goal. Again, it's not just always about the content, uh, but our goal is to develop your thinking skills, critical thinking skills, and more importantly, your writing skills, how you improve as a writer, as a reader, and how you articulate your thinking and your ideas as well, and make that personal connection to the course, to your own personal life, and in your community. That's the main goal. That's the goal that I want everyone to come out with and to achieve. Content is important, but again, this is our main focus. So we'll do that very, very shortly, but again, I'm just going to quickly just zip through the course syllabus, the outline, to make sure we're all on the same page. I'll talk more about next term briefly, or we can talk about it right now if you want. Sure, let's talk about it right now. So next term, which starts not next week, but the following week. Again, we don't have classes next week. No one has classes here next week here at WASA. We have our little admin week. You can still submit your assignments, of course. You can always do that. And you can always still keep in contact with all your teachers as we will still be in our office as well. But next term, which is 2A, okay, PLAR History Geography, my course, will still be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, that will never change, but we're still at the same time slot. Okay, so nothing changes. Look at that. Okay, it's still Tuesdays plus Thursdays, same time here at 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. Central Time. Okay, for all those on the Eastern time slot, that is 10 to 11. So again, nothing changes for next term. I'll probably still have the same office hours from 8:30 to noon, and from 1 to 3:30. Again, everything will probably be exactly the same for the next term, so nothing changes at all. Again, if you have any questions, talk to your DC. They have the whole list of schedule of what term 2A will look like. So again, check that out as well. But again, for my course, it stays the same. Other teachers, it may be different. So again, if you're not sure, talk to them, talk to DC, find out. But for PLAR History and Geography, Tuesdays and Thursdays, right here, live in the morning, 9 a.m. Don't you dare miss it. That's next term. We're still on term 1B, so we're going to finish up today. Again, I won't be changing any of the textbook or any of the workbook. So again, just continue where you left off. Okay, just continue where you left off. Okay, nothing changes. Again, you don't need to reapply, resubmit anything. Just continue where you left off. Work on those assignments, submit them, I'll mark them, give your feedback, let you know how you're doing, what you're doing well, what you can improve on, and then we'll move forward from there. Again, Smart Bridget, again, you can always access that if you have access to internet, either at your learning center or at home, just log on. That way you can engage more freely, more fun, another way to interact as well. Again, reminder, if anyone want a USB stick, absolutely for free, with all the lessons, content, and all that fun stuff on it, just give me a shout, let me know. I'll get one set up, made for you, and I'll send it on the express to your community. Okay, so again, just a bit of review on expectation, the course content. Again, nothing will change next term as well. We know what PLAR is. You know, we all know why we are in PLAR. Again, it's more modified course that we can all obtain our credits in a more faster way. Again, keep in mind that the test is what counts towards your final mark and for you to get your credit. Not necessarily the assignments, you still have to do them so that you can show us, the teacher like myself, so that we know you're on the right track. And then once everything is all done in terms of your assignments, we'll let you be eligible to write the test. And then that mark on the test is what actually counts towards your final mark and towards you getting your credit. So again, PLAR, that's what it's all about. It's more modified and accommodated for our needs. Again, throughout this course, we looked at Canadian history since the 1900s. We went from decade to decades. We looked at Canadian history. We looked at a bit of world history. Well, not necessarily world history, but how Canada relate to other countries on the world, our relationship internationally. and world conflict. Again, we started looking at Wilfrid Laurier, then we move into World War One, how Canada helped, contributed, how it helped identify our identity. Then we looked at the 20s and 30s, which is the Great Depression. Also looked at women's rights, a bit of gender, social movement, temperance movement, how women gained the right to vote. Then we looked at the Second World War, which started in 1939. Again, we looked at Canada's contribution during that time period, what we did back home, what we did internationally, our relationship with other countries. Again, a lot of racism came into play. Again, we looked at that. Then after the war, World War II, we started to see a shift and change in terms of political and social movement. We looked at what happened in Quebec, such as the Quiet Revolution in the 1960s. Again, people want to start to voice their opinion. And then we wrap things up looking at the Constitution Act, the Canada Act in 1982, where Canada has full constitution. We are now allowed our own country. We now be able to do what we want to do. We looked at political laws such as the Bill of Rights, Charter of Rights and Freedom, and we also looked at some bit of free trade, looking at NAFTA as well. So we cover a lot of topics since the early 1900s to present day. I also did my best to integrate as much indigenous content as possible throughout each decades, throughout each periods and conflicts, so that you're able to see that connection as well. So that was history. Back during week 1 towards week 4 and week 5. Then after that, we switched gears and looked at geography. Geography. Again, geography, 8 more assignments, assignment 9 to assignment 16, where we focus on human geography and physical geography. Again, a lot of definition came up. Again, we broaden and expand our knowledge and thinking with NAFTA. We also looked at military geography, economic geography, urban geography as well, physical geography, different landscapes here in Canada, different landforms, different ecozones that we have in Canada. We looked at current themes such as environmental issues, such as climate change, global warming, and how that affects us, and what we can do to help improve it. And then last class, we looked at latitude and longitude. Again, not all of these topics in history and geography will be covered in your final tests, but the main points will come out, such as World War One, World War Two, women, latitude and longitude, and mainly, I would say, human geography. Okay, those are the main areas that we should focus on if you want to study, which you should study, review for your final tests. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Again, course calendar, what we did throughout the whole 9 weeks. All right. Before we look at how to write in 4 complete sentences, let's quickly talk about the exam and the test. Okay, let's quickly talk about that before we start looking at how to write in sentences. So your test and exam, again, like I said, you have to complete all assignments before you can write the test. Okay, I will not give the test to you or DC unless you have completed all work. There are no problems. If there are, simply just have to redo them, resubmit them, and I'll just remark them. But again, once everything's good to go, you can then write your final test or exam, test, exam, whatever you want to call it, same thing. Some of us call it exam, some of us call it test, but again, it's the same thing, same assessment of learning. Each test is an hour long. So again, like I mentioned before, some students only need history and some students only need geography. Again, depending on which credit you have and don't have on your transcript, what you need and what you're missing, again, it varies. If you need both history and geography and you're doing both subject at the same time, and you want to write both the tests at the same time, it's 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours. An hour each, 2 hours. Again, if you need a bit of extra time, again, I don't mind giving anyone an extra 5-10 minutes to finish up. But it shouldn't take anyone more than 2 hours or an hour. It's pretty straightforward test and exam, but again, if you need that extra time to review anything, I don't mind. Talk to DC about it. We'll accommodate. I don't mind as well. It's a closed book. Again, you cannot use your textbook or any notes you have created. It's a closed book. It is supervised by your DC at your learning center, which means it has to be written at your learning center in your community. Okay, it's not a take-home task. You can't take it home and write it. You can't Google the answer or search on it on your phone. It's a closed book, no notes, supervised by your DC in your community at your learning center. If you are in town here in Silico, simply just stop by the office on Front Street. I will supervise your test as you write it. Again, I'll find your quiet spot in the office to write it and go from there. So same thing, nothing changes. And it's simply just a pass or fail situation, okay? You just need to pass, which is 50%. If you achieve this goal, if you complete this test exam, you will earn your credit, up to 4 credit, depending on what you need or what you don't have on your transcript. We'll look at that and we'll update it and go from there. But all you need is just 50% in order to pass to complete your final test. If we are unsuccessful the first time, say that you rushed it or you didn't answer all the question completely, unsuccessful the first time, it is okay. It is not the end of the world. Okay, you do have a second opportunity to write the exam, the test again. I will simply just ask you to review the content. I will help you in terms of what you're struggling with, what you need help with, to ensure that we are successful together the second time around. So just keep that in mind. It's always a good chance to practice if you want to just look at the exam, the test, to write it. But again, if we're unsuccessful, we do have that second opportunity to write it again. So again, don't feel stressed out. Don't need to worry. So just keep that in mind as well. Again, if you have any questions in regards to your final test or exam, simply just ask me, ask your DC. I think all of them know what to do. It's pretty straightforward. I will simply just fax or email the test to your DC. They will print it off, have it ready for you. Just set up a time with them, a date that works best with your DC at your learning center in your community, or set up a time with me if you're here in Sulico. We'll work it out. I'll have it ready. They'll have it ready for you to come write it at that particular time. But again, make sure it works with your DC as well, because they need to supervise it. Okay, just a little bit more about your final task and final exam. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. How it works is that there are 3 different versions, either A, B, or C. I will simply just pull one out of my file, send it to you, either A, B, or C. Most of it is similar, but they have different questions so that you cannot cheat. Okay, you cannot just copy the answer from your friend or your family member. So there's different versions of the test. Okay, it still assess the same concept, content, but different questions on it. Okay, just keep that in mind. So on my screen right now, on my smartboard, is the little sample test. Okay, so if anyone wants a copy of the sample test, you want to practice, let me know and I'll get that to you right away. But it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is simply just read the article, read the material on your test exam, and answer the question that follows in full, complete sentences with details. That's all it is. Okay. How many questions are there, Jonathan? How many marks are there, Jonathan? Well, I can't really say. Some are out of 40, some are out of 20. It just varies. So just keep that in mind. But the format is the same. You read the article, you answer the question that follows. So again, for this one, it talks about the Great Depression, what caused it, different factors came into play. Again, this is not the exact exam, so again, can't just copy it, but it's just a good practice. Again, all the content is was in your textbook, we covered it in class. So again, no surprises here. Okay, I don't give any surprises. So again, it's pretty straightforward. So again, just simply read the article, read the passage, skim through it, find the answer, and boom, answer the questions that follow along. So again, it could be when did the New York stock market crash? In 1929, what three countries produced the most amount of wheat as Canada? Again, pretty straightforward questions. There will be some thinking questions as well, such as what do you think? Do you feel? Explain why. So again, explain your reason. I like this. I don't like this. I agree with this. And give reasons and examples to support your answers for full marks. Okay. So again, it's pretty straightforward. Geography is the same thing. Again, you read the article or the passage that was given on the test, answer the questions that follow in full complete sentences with details in order to get full marks. Again, if you did well on your assignments, there should be no problems when doing your final exam. Okay? So again, that's what the format is like. Again, I can't exactly say how many marks are there, how many questions are there, but again, it varies based on the version that you will be getting. Again, like I said, if you have any questions with that, again, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to clarify anything. All right, so for the next 20 minutes or so, we'll talk about how to write in full complete sentences. Okay, so that's our learning goal for today. So we're kind of backtracking way back and looking at learning goals. Okay, some of us may already know how to write in full complete sentences, what a sentence looks like, what it should contain, what it should have, which is awesome. This could also be a review for everyone. But for those who are struggling with it, who are still not sure what Jonathan means by having to write in full complete sentences, or you're having trouble with it, this should help a little bit in terms of being able to achieve that. So our learning goals is to, okay, because we're always learning together. Okay, so this is your learning goal. We are learning to write in full sentences, or learning how to write in full sentences. And your success criteria is simply I'll write this out on the screen. Again, a learning goal is the direction where we are heading, and your success criteria is what you'll be able to learn and achieve. And you can simply say, I will be okay. So again, you'll say, I will be able to review my assignments for full complete sentences, as you will now know what to look for and how to construct one, how to write one. That's our goal for the next 20 minutes or so for the remainder of this class time. Okay, so again, we're backtracking a little bit. This is what I want to make sure everyone knows how to do this so that we're able to learn together in our learning community. So what is a full complete sentence? Well, it should be able to, well, a full sentence should be able to provide the reader with the framework that is clear written expression. Okay, you should be able to express yourself, make sure what is important is being said, and you want to be able to recognize when you see one. Okay, so let's start off with a question. Okay, let's start off with a question. I don't know, let's make one up and say, what did Jonathan do last night? Okay, let's write that out. So again, a question, we want to be able to answer it in full, complete sentences. Okay, you want to be able to express yourself. It should have, it is important to have a subject. Who or what is the sentence about? In this case, it is about me, Jonathan. Okay, that is the subject. Okay, so when we answer the question, we're writing full, complete sentences, we want to include who or what we want to have. Okay, so who or what or what we want to have. So in this case, who are we talking about? Okay, who we're talking about? Jonathan. Okay, he is the subject, he is the main idea. We want to know what he did. Okay, we want to make sure it is about something or someone. Okay, so for example, in history, it could be about a prime minister, it could be a name of an event or a battle, it could be something that is important, it could be about a concept. Just keep that in mind. Okay, we want to make sure something is happening. Okay, when answering it, we want to make sure something is happening. Okay, we can't just say an answer by saying, okay, we can't just answer it by saying played volleyball. Okay, you can't just say played volleyball. Okay, why can't we say that? Because we don't know who is playing volleyball. Sure, the question asks, what did Jonathan do last night? You can't just say played volleyball because it is an incomplete sentence. It is considered as a fragment sentence. Okay, played volleyball, but who played volleyball? Who did he play with? Okay, where did he play volleyball? Okay, or when did he play volleyball? Okay, so if you just write played volleyball as the answer, sure, you might get a half a mark for getting the right answer, but you won't get full marks because you didn't write it in full complete sentences. That is not clear. Okay, so again, we want to make sure we have proper grammar, proper punctuation as well. We want to make sure we have each, as we start a new sentence, it is capitalized, and as we finish a sentence, it has a period, just like what I have on my screen. Okay, so sure you can say played volleyball, okay, but it needs to be, so it needs to be something like played volleyball. Okay, so it needs to be played volleyball was what Jonathan did last night. Because that could be or is now considered a full complete sentences because it said who or what, which is the main subject. It could be played volleyball, but who played volleyball? Well, now it says played volleyball was what Jonathan, the subject, did last night. Okay, so now we know what he did or when he did it. Okay, as a full complete sentences. Okay, does that kind of make sense? Okay, see how it's capitalized, okay, with the capital P, can't be a lowercase p. See how I put a period at the end. Again, this is all clues that I'm looking for when writing full complete sentences. Okay, does that make sense? Or you can always rearrange to say Jonathan played volleyball last night. Okay, that's another way of writing it as well. So again, I'll write down here. It's not just one way of writing in full sentences. Okay, so again, this is what we want to be able to achieve. Okay, something like this, not like this. Okay, can't just say play volleyball, or he went to the store, or he went out with friends. Okay, but who? Okay, it needs to be who. Okay, put the main what is or who is the subject, the main idea as well. Okay, so that's in a way how we should be able to construct or what it should include when writing full complete sentences. The main idea as well. Okay. Okay. Can't just write because. Okay, we can't just write because women can vote. But why? Okay, but why can't women vote? Okay. So again, just keep that in mind as well. Okay, so we can't just write that. Instead, we can write something like on the lines of. So again, for more complete sentences, we can write, because women can't vote, they decided to gain the right to vote through demonstrations. Okay, again, this is a more complete sentence because it has the subject and what they did afterwards to achieve that goal. So again, just keep that in mind as well. Okay. So again, always looking for clues and hints such as, capitalize the first word or first letter in each sentence, making sure we have a period or question mark or explanation mark as well that follows. Okay. For opinion-based question, or what do you think questions, again, you'll see some of these in your assignments, and you'll see some of it more on your test as well. Okay, what do you think? Okay, not what I think, not what your neighbor thinks, not what your friend thinks, but what do you think? Okay, so let's go back and think about that same question that I posed about Jonathan playing volleyball last night. Okay, so I'm gonna write it out on the screen. Okay, so do you think Jonathan had fun last night playing volleyball? Explain why or why not. Okay, so simply, there's no right or wrong answer as long as you explain your reason. Okay, you must be able to explain your reason, give examples that support your opinion. So again, it could be yes, no, okay, or I'm not sure, but explain why. Okay, so again, there's no right or wrong answer as long as you clearly state your side. So it could be, yes, I think Jonathan had fun last night because, or you can simply say no, I don't think, and then state your reason. Okay. Yes, I think Jonathan had fun last night because he won the game. Or I don't think Jonathan had fun last night because he lost the game. Okay. So state your reason. Or I think Jonathan had fun last night because he absolutely destroyed it, killed it on the court. Or no, I don't think Jonathan had fun because he rolled an ankle, hurt his finger, stayed up late. Again, what do you think? Okay. What do you think? Okay, it could be many factors that come into play. Okay, so again, just an example above, opinion question, what do you think? Again, relay it back. Again, still write it in full complete sentences. Again, you want to make sure you state yes or no. Okay, yes or no. Okay, it could be I think Jonathan had fun because, well, did you think he had fun? Yes or no? Did you agree or disagree? Did you like or dislike? Again, think about that and write in full complete sentences. Okay, so hopefully that helped a little bit in terms of how to write a full complete sentences, what to look for. Again, always have the subject, who or what we're talking about, what is important. Capitalize the first word or first letter as we begin a new sentence, and make sure you have a period at the end of each one as well. Okay, these are all hints and clues I'm looking for when you're writing full complete sentences. Okay. So again, this all goes back towards your success criteria and your writing expectation for your assignments. Again, it goes back towards your self-assessment and giving examples. Again, we want to make sure we're being clear and precise. Okay, be clear and be precise. Again, if you're not writing in full complete sentences, or you're writing in fragment sentence form, where it does not have the main clause or the main idea, for example, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. I can get a sense, I can assume, a guess, you know what you're trying to say, but it's not clearly stated. Okay, I can't just assume that you're thinking this way or you're writing this way. Be clear, be precise. Again, full, complete sentences, well structured, well sentences. Again, there's no essays. I'm just asking for one or two or three complete sentences for each questions. Again, details. Give answers that support facts and evidence. Okay, support it. Why you think this way? Give reasons. Give facts. Give historical facts for your thinking. Again, no slang. Okay, there's no slang or short version or LOL or a happy face or swear words. Okay, sure, it might be expressing your thoughts, but again, this is not how we should be writing. Check for spelling, check for grammar. Again, use a dictionary, ask a friend if you spelled it right. There should be no reason why you spelled, for example, a prime minister name wrong. It's all over your textbooks it's in your question. So again, there should be no excuses as well. Write neatly, write legible. Again, if I can't read it, I can't write it. Or sorry, I can't mark it. If your writing is absolutely messy and you don't feel comfortable writing, sure, feel free to type it out. Okay, print it off and submit it that way, or submit it by email. Just attach it as a file. Again, you don't always have to write it out. I am always willing to accommodate and modify it to support your needs so that everyone will be successful. And lastly, if you have any questions or you need help, if you're stuck or you're frustrated, don't be discouraged. I'm here to help. Okay, just let me know. Okay, let me know how you're progressing, what's working well, or I don't have internet, or I lost my textbook. Let me know. Okay, so that I can help you to achieve your goals. Okay, I don't know. I have so many students, 200, 300, 400 students, whether or not everyone's active at once. I also have IL courses that I'm marking and have students with. So again, let me know so that I can spend time and help you with. Okay, I'm only one phone call away, one visit away, one Facebook message away as well. So just keep that in mind as well. So again, if you want to review anything, like I said, is on the archive page. Just go to nnec.on.ca. Under WASA at the top, just click on archive classes. Click on the particular term you want, either 1A or 1B. find the time slot, my course, Jonathan, PLAR History Geography. Click on that. Then simply just download the file and you can simply just listen to it again and again and again if you wish. Okay, you won't be able to see it. If you want me to see what I'm highlighting or what my pictures are, uh, for that you have to go to my YouTube channel. Again, just search or type in Jeho Wasa, or just add me as a friend on Facebook. Is on my timeline there. Okay. So again, that pretty much wraps up and conclude this term, term 1B for history and geography for PLAR. It has been a great term. Again, I apologize that I haven't traveled to any communities yet. Don't worry, I will be coming. Okay. So again, reminder next term, term 1B. Again, I'll quickly jot this out before we go. So again, term 1B. It's not 1B, but term 2A, I should say. 1B is now done. Okay, history, geography. Okay, we'll start all the fun and the knowledge again from the very top. Tuesdays and Thursdays, that will never change. Again, that is at 9 a.m. Central Time. Again, hopefully we can all come to class, participate, learn together. Again, don't you dare miss it. All right, so again, I think I'll stop it here for today. Again, no classes next week. It's our midweek. We'll start again the following week on Tuesday, February the 7th-ish, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We'll start there, and or 6th, I could be wrong. I think it's the 7th. But again, in the meantime, continue to work on your assignments where you left off. Have any questions, you know where to find me. And I will see or talk to everyone back here in term 2A. Thanks so much, everyone. Keep up the good work and have yourself a great day. Thank you.